All right, here we go. Quiet! Roll 'em!
Detective Pikachu was directed by Rob Letterman and stars Ryan Reynolds, Jesse Smith, Ken Watanabe, Bill Knight, and Catherine Newton. It's the first live-action Pokémon movie we got. I'm a big fan of Pokémon. I grew up watching the show. I remember playing Pokémon on the Game Boy, Pokémon Color, collecting Pokémon cards and everything, so I was excited to see this movie. Now, watching from the trailer, I knew it's not going to be exactly like the TV show. They went completely different route. I was curious to see if they may incorporate some of the stuff. The way they built the world in this movie was done really well. How Pokemons live with humans together and everything. Some Pokemons live in the wilderness, some Pokemons live in the city and help around. That was a lot of fun. They really did a great job with this, and also all the Pokemons look great in the movie. Like the CGI is really great. Pikachu of course looks amazing in this movie, but to see Charizard and all the other Pokemons, they all look great, so I was excited to see that, because one thing you don't want to see in this movie is bad looking Pokemon. Nobody want to see that, because that would be the whole main stars of the movie. Our main character of the movie, played by Jesse Smith, his character is fine, okay. His character's father went missing, and that's of course where he stumbles across Pikachu, and for some reason he can understand Pikachu like a normal human being, and only he can understand Pikachu, nobody else. Everybody is of course here, Pika Pika, but they somehow have a connection to his father, so they both go on a quest to find his father in different adventures, and other characters meet up and different Pokemon. And now the best part of the movie is Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Like he's really the best part of the movie. Pikachu is great, like the comedies thing, the stuff to do with Pikachu is really fun and interesting what they did. And this is also like one of the main problems of this movie. All the Pokemon steal the show from the human characters. Like all the human characters kind of fall flat, like they're not that interesting, you don't really care about them. All you really want to see is the Pokemon. And this is very understandable in a movie like this, because you want to see the creatures, you want to see them interact with each other, so the human characters, you're not going to give a damn about them, really, to be honest. But they were fine. It's just this movie was a kind of negative. This movie has a very typical storytelling. It's a story we've seen before. As soon as you see mutant characters, like, okay, you know how it's going to go. And the same with the villain. What I didn't think they wanted to make like a big mystery on who's going to be the villain, but like as soon as you see the villain, it's like, yep, you're the villain. Villain, written big fat. Just have like a big villain written on it. That was just like me. As soon as I saw him, I was like, yeah, villain, that's the villain. Everybody see? Hey, yo, that's the villain. So prepare for that. The whole villain's motivation in this movie is not completely explained. Like, we know what he want to do, but we never find out why he actually want to do that. You know, it's a type of villain we've also seen before. It's like planning for something like the next evolution or future and all that. I was like, okay, cool. Why you want to do that? They actually give him no real reason to do it. Like, you never once find out why he actually want to do that. What's his true motivation to do that? Like, zero. Supposed to like, okay, he's the bad guy, they're gonna fight the bad guy. That's like basically it. There's not a lot of Pokemon catching either. There's like only one scene where they like catch Pokemon. If you're a big Pokemon fan, you kind of have to like change your view on this movie, because what I think some fans are gonna expect walking in this movie, they're gonna see tournaments, catching Pokemons, all stuff, and it's not. It's a different type of story. I'm not saying the movie's terrible, but the movie still delivers on different aspects, like the fun action sequences. There are Pokemon fighting against each other, which are the best scenes in my opinion. Oh, I forgot one thing to mention though. There is no Team R in this movie. I know I just said, like, you know, the stuff from the show is not going to be in this movie, but like this is one thing I really hope to see in this movie, because growing up watching the show, I always loved them, the TR, but I really loved Jessie and Meow, you know, and the whole Meow Cat and everything. I was just like, they're not in the movie. I was like, oh, come on, man. But maybe they'll do it in a sequel if they decide to do a sequel. And if they do, I really would like to see stuff more from the show, which I think would be cool to see, because to see the Pokemon fight and everything was really interesting to see, and to really see, I think people do want to see Pokemon training and catching and type a little bit stuff with the show. But this movie was a fun story. It's just a story we've seen before. I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a great day, and as always, see you next time.
What?